And it's time for another matchup in the first round of the Cheap Lager Championships. Oh, I really hope that this will this will be a little bit better than the ones that we've had so far. We are now, well, let's have a look at the table first of all. We'll have a look at the table, that's what we always do at the beginning, isn't it? So let's have a look at the table. This is the first half of the table, and as we can see, the Galahad got through against the Carling, and in the last matchup we saw the Cause beat the Morrison's Continental. So that's setting up for a quarter-final between the Galahad and the Cause. But let's start setting up the next quarter-final, and the next quarter-final, as you can see from the table, will be one of these two. It'll either be the Budweiser, the good all-American Budweiser, not the Budvar from the Czech Republic, and it's up against the Carlsberg, Danish Pilsner brewed in the UK. Well, be interesting this. I've got a pint can. I can only get pint cans of Carlsberg, but to be honest, they weren't that dear. They're only about £4.60 or something for 4 pint cans, which didn't seem bad. Not tasted it yet, have I? So yeah, so we've got the Carlsberg there. Nice big pint can of the Carlsberg. We've got the Budweiser 440ml can of the Budweiser. They are both ice cold. Interesting to see what kind of flavours I'm getting from, if I'm getting any flavour from them, whether the flavour develops as they warm up a little bit. I don't know. We'll have to see how they go. But there's not really much else I can say about it. The Budweiser is 4.5% ABV, so it's just at the top end of what I was allowing. Okay, it was going to be less than 4.5% ABV, but I'm letting the Budweiser in because I was running out of beers to put in it. So the Budweiser's in there, 4.5% ABV, but I don't remember it having a massive amount of flavour anyway from the last time I drank it, whereas this is significantly lower. This is 3.4% ABV now, Carlsberg, 3.4% ABV, so it's very interesting to see whether there is a massive difference in flavour with that 1%. And it'd be interesting to see whether this is any different from the 3.4% ones I had yesterday. Well, no, it wasn't yesterday, was it? When last time I did the other matchup, the second matchup of the first round. Anyway, no more waffling. Let's get these cracked open, let's get them poured into glasses, and let's get the taste test underway. So the beers have been poured, and looking at it, there's what head there has been has dissipated quite quickly, possibly quite gentle pours these. Let's have a little look at them and see what they look like in the glass. So they actually look quite similar, which is a bit weird really, because I thought the Budweiser would be lighter. But they're both looking a very similar colour actually, looking quite a pale straw colour. This one looking down like this one looks more amber than this, but it might just be because of what it's on. I'll just swap them over for a second just to check. Yeah, it's triggered the light. It's because that's on a pink thing. This one looks good. So let's hold it up to the light to get a proper idea of the colour. And looking at it, they are both exactly the same colour. This one has got significantly more bubbles flying up to the top than this one, which suggests to me that this is more carbonated than this one. But as it stands, I've no idea which one is which. But I imagine that there are people at home who would like to know which one is which. So for the people watching at home, this is which one is which. Okay, that was which one was which. So now we're going to go in for the old nose. So let's go in for the old nose on one of them. I'm going to start with this one as usual, and we'll have a see what this one smells like. So that's a bit of a nose on that one. There's a little bit of maltiness, some grass, a little bit of a floral note in there. Not the cleanest smell in the world. Something almost like soily in the smell. Kind of like soil. And plants when they're growing out of the soil. Strange how you get some of these smells. But it has got maltiness. It does have an aroma. It already smells. Well, it's got more of a smell than the previous ones I've had. Let's have a look at this one. Let's have a see if what this one smells like. So this one, this one's got less of a smell. This one's got slightly more lighter. Not lighter, but floral and fruity, almost like that Anger was giving off, but with a little bit of wet flannel in there. Yeah, they're both giving off a smell. They're both giving off a reasonable aroma, which has got some kind of beery kind of smells in there, but both of them have got a little something in there that's not quite right. But they're both giving off much more of an aroma than any beers I've done so far. Yeah, that one is... something almost kind of like chemically in the smell here. A bit of dampness in there. Let's go back to this one again for the smell. This one's almost like overly malty. Quite syrupy in the smell. And again, a little bit dirty, but it smells alright, really. It smells alright. It smells like a bit like a Helles that's not quite there. Yeah, I mean, I'd say that both of these have got flaws in the smell, but at least they've got a smell, and the smell does smell of the kind of the malt and some of the other things as well. I wouldn't say the hops, but I don't know. That's got a strange smell, that one. I'm have to interested to see what the taste is like on that one. Anyway, I'm going to start tasting them now. Right, here we go. Cheers. So that one is lighter on the flavour. The flavour is quite beer-like. It's quite clean. It's relatively crisp. It's not too gassy, but it's very light. It's very light in the flavour there. Got a little bit of a biscuity aftertaste though, and there's still bags more flavour than pretty much any of the beers I've had so far, really. Again, a little bit of malt in the flavour, a little bit of bitterness, a little bit of sweetness. Don't get me wrong, there's not much flavour there at all, but I don't have to quite go fishing for the flavour like I did with some of the other beers that I've had. There is a little something there, but not much. Okay, I'm going to go for this one now. Cheers. That one's got more bitterness to it. And it appears to have more flavour as well. There is actually, there is actually something going on here. Not much in the way of malt. I don't know. But there is a bit of bitterness in there. It is quite crisp, it's quite refreshing. It's a bit grassy. It's a hard one, this, actually. On first taste, I thought this was giving me more flavour, but it might have been just the bitterness that was making it taste a bit more flavourful. Yeah, let's go back on this one. That one does have a bit of flavour, that, really. This one's crisp and refreshing. But the flavours are a bit more, I don't know, say floral and kind of fieldy, and I wouldn't say wheaty, but kind of crops and stuff. This one is a bit more malt and a little bit of kind of orangey tastes. And then a bit of metallic in the taste though on that one as well. This one is a bit cleaner. Very hard to judge this. Very hard to judge which one I think's better. It's very hard. When I smelled them before, I thought I was in for something. I thought something good was going to happen. I thought it was going to get real now. We're going to actually have something which had a bit of flavour. I've not really had Carlsberg properly since they rebranded as Carlsberg Pilsner. I don't know if the recipe was any different when they did that, or whether it was just literally a change to the name. But that one has got a bit of flavour to it. This one not so much. Okay, so but there is that bit of metallic in the taste there. But I suppose when you've got no flavour, you're not going to have any off flavours, are you really? So to be honest, here's the way I see it. That's got flavour. It's got some beery flavours. It's got some bitterness. Got a little bit of metallic, but at least it's got something. That's just nothingness. It really is nothingness. So I'm thinking that that's the Budweiser, just because it does taste. I know Budweiser, even though it's 4.5%, it's still very light in flavour. Always has been. Always been very, very weak, very thin, and those tastes have always been at the kind of like corn end of the spectrum rather than the deeper malts or the brown bready kind of side. This is more brown bready side. This is more light floral sort of fields and crops, and well, not really any of that in it either, but it's more towards that end. I think the flavour they're going for. I could be completely wrong. If I am completely wrong, then I'm really not good at identifying cheap beers, clearly. But anyway, that's the way I'm going to go for it. So this one's going to go through. I think this is the Carlsberg. I didn't think I'd ever put Carlsberg through against anything. I think this is the Budweiser. But if they're the other way around, that'd be very interesting. And it'll be an interesting a surprise. So we'll find out when I come back in a minute. And I'm back. And yes, you can tell I don't drink these sort of cheap lagers very much, can you? Because bizarrely enough, yeah, so the one with less flavour was actually the Carlsberg, and the one with more flavour was the Budweiser. Well, it's higher percentage, higher ABV, easy to get more flavour out of it. But yeah, I was very surprised when they said that way around, because it wasn't really tasting like a Budweiser, that to me. I thought I kind of knew what Budweiser tastes like, and I thought it was ridiculously light in flavour. Well, this is crazy light in flavour. This is absolutely just, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's just very, very light indeed. And I'm pretty sure Budweiser's gone down. Did Budweiser used to be 5%? I don't know. I thought it was back in the day. But yeah, that is giving me a little bit more something. Although it is giving me a bit of metallic taste. I think I've only ever really drunk Budweiser straight out of the can, to be honest, and out of them bottles. But yeah, Budweiser. Yeah, that's definitely the Budweiser. Yeah, getting a little bit of malt there, which is. I wasn't expecting, but it's there with the hops, rice, and best barley malt. So There you go. So actually, from the can, that's tasting alright. Yeah, it's tasting alright. That could be a strong contender in this competition, which is strange. Now that probably the best beer in the world. There you go. So yeah, you heard it here first. Probably. I'm probably the best beer reviewer in the world as well. And yeah, does it say anything about this? Is this the one that mentioned hop extract? I know there's a beer that mentioned hop extract, which is never a good sign. I don't know. I don't know about this one, but no, this has got hops, but it's also got hop oil in it, which is interesting. Yeah, I can't remember which beer it was that mentioned hop extract, but I can't wait to drink that. But yeah, apparently this has got hops in it, and it's got hop oil in it, this one. Yeah, that one does taste better. It does taste like a beer. This one just tastes like fizzy water. Yeah, incredibly light. Well, Carlsberg, you are incredibly light, and I'm not surprised to be honest. 3.4%. Can you brew a decent lager at 3.4%? We will probably find out. So there we go. So Budweiser, I'm hoping this doesn't win the whole thing just because it was only just got in with the ABV, but who knows? It might win. If it wins the whole thing, it wins the whole thing. At the end of the day, it's still a cheap lager, and it basically just serves all the other companies right for reducing their ABV to a ridiculously low level. But there you go. So Budweiser is through to the next round. Be interesting to see what it faces off against. There's not much else to say, but there we go. I'd like to say I enjoyed doing this, but I really didn't. These beers are not pleasant to drink. But hopefully as I get further through the championship, it'll get me more exciting. I'll get some beers that actually will have a bit of flavour. Who knows? We'll find out. But anyway, can't wait till the next one. Until next time, have a good one.